He's right next to them, but we are heading on into our first match. ISSEN AUMENTO on your purple side, FENNEL on the orange.
Oh, I'm very excited for this one. And again, the big potential upset is here. We have already seen some upsets. Of course, we got that little bit of a hint that Onyx Rise did beat Shinamode off broadcast, which is really wild up on the B stream. But we'll see if we can have another big upset. All the APAC teams right now, that Charcadet is trying to defend here as the stacks are trying to go in. Tone is going to be able to, at the minimum, get, I believe, just one. And then we got one as well.
Well, it's definitely important for Ton to get in these little dunks earlier on. Having that attack weight, but also having that AOS cookie just to give it a little bit more bulk with that HP. But we have a Chansey just circling around, making sure to just replenish that HP. And we are going in for a dive. No, it looks like they're going to back on up, considering Ton is quite low here. However, Lucas is lurking in the top for us.
And that was almost a little bit of a bait. It's like, hey, look at this, really low. You want to come forward and try to get a KO? It's like, there's nobody here to save me. But it does look like we're going to get the Rapid Strikes there. We've seen both across the weekend, but Rapid Strikes maybe getting a little bit more. And the big Icicle bang, and that's going to be a first KO.
I actually really like the choice of this Rapid Strikers GP here, just to have a little bit more maneuverability, but also getting some self-shielding here, as they are going to try and take down Jetty on the Charcadet. Was able to grab both of those berries, but that means FENNEL were able to get in some more dunks, and now they are at 51 points.
That's huge. Their stacks are starting to look very, very scary. And when we see that Mammoth Swine really start to pop off, it is going to be terror. But right now, we got to worry about the bottom path, not where Mammoth Swine is. Right now, the terror is this Urshifu. The Urshifu comboed with the Serena, being very, very aggressive, able to dive very deep. And then, of course, the range that Mew, great escape, by the way.
Yes, and that is the brilliance of coaching, just being able to latch onto an ally and get yourself out of the way in a flash. However, looking at the level more wild Pokemon to spawn before moving on forward.
Yeah, we can just even look at the levels right now, though, and the levels have gone so far in the favor of FENNEL because of how the early fights have gone, how much scoring is going in. Right now, we've seen that Serena escape. They get a little bit more survivability recently, if you haven't seen Serena in a while. Of course, we got to see a lot of it 2 worlds ago now. It's been a long time. Huge Hurricane match. You pick up all the neutral Pokemon plus 2 members of FENNEL, but not enough to really make them before they win the situation. I think ISSEN AUMENTO realizes that they've got to play a little bit more passive, especially with how aggressive FENNEL is.
Well, considering they are behind in levels here, they have decided to leave their defender and support him down bottom as that basement of Reggie spawns. Looks like Urshifu is going to solo up that Reggie looking up top lane, but 4 members of ISSEN AUMENTO are here.
Big Electro Ball. It looks like they won't get the Regieleki as we're not looking at it, but another big Hurricane coming from ISSEN AUMENTO. Some great hits there. We already seen Unite come from this arena to stop that Charizard, and now there's going to be very little defense on this goal zone. They can break it. They wait a little bit longer just to make sure they get maximum overdone from what they possibly could. 24 overdone. They're ahead by almost 200 points.
Yeah, that's massive. Being able to take down both of those tier 1 goals. You do have Urshifu there soloing Halibut. They do have some eggs from the Blissey. Ends up getting chucked in the air by that Charizard. Burns on down. Looks like Ton is waiting for an opening here. Whether they are going to try and target someone, diving on in with an Earthquake to just take down that Charcadet. But they're going to use a Unite move to dive on Blissey. The police assistance, unfortunately, was not able to save them.
Oh, and this might be even one more KO. Tone is against a lot of members, jumping in to try and facilitate the escape of Machio if they need to, but wow, they were staying up for so long. That wouldn't be 4, I guess it was kind of a 2v4. Was going a lot better than I thought it was going to, but those are some really huge picks, to be honest. And that's one thing that FENNEL's got to be careful of, is the fact that they are ahead by quite a bit, but the enemy team has the ability to slow beam you, they have the ability to Charizard Unite you. There's so many different ways they can like, kind of pick you up and just say, okay, we're going to get 1 KO here, and even if we lose the fight, the kind of rubber band experience can help us out so much.
Yes, the benefit is they do have those EVs that spawn on the side, as you can see those yellow dots. So it's just a matter of trying to get the levels, trying to get that Charizard Unite move back online before these next objectives. We already have 3 double digits on the side of FENNEL, and looking at the points difference at the halfway mark, it's 7 to 235.
Yes, that has only gotten worse over time. I mean, they got an extra 30 points since the last time we checked in with them. said, means that any sort of stacking is just basically not happening for the side of ISSEN AUMENTO. Now, those look like they're going to be trying to focus down Reggie Lecky, trying to maybe get some of the points in before they don't have any more opportunities to. Big defense force here, though. At least 3 members of FENNEL. I don't know if they're going to hold off because the entire team. Big Unite coming out from Charizard to kind of start that initiation with Tone and just picking people up and slamming them down. Has to go out and pick up both the berries. But in the meantime, he's coming in, Mashio with the big Unite on top of everybody. And that's going to hurt them a lot alongside that Rapid Strike Urshifu taking out every single member of ISSEN AUMENTO.
Holy moly, wowee. Now we have FENNEL going in, moving forward, taking all of that experience from ISSEN AUMENTO as well. Seeing if they can try and take away any of these buffs. Urshifu was able to take that blue buff away from them, so that is huge.
That was really, I feel like, the last chance for ISSEN AUMENTO to be able to try and fight in the final moments of this game on even footing. Now, I feel like there's basically no way, especially now, look at that, we're losing Waste and Reggie as well, freely. I don't actually know what's going on right there, trying to get any points in, just giving up that KO kind of for free, but this is going to be a huge lead going into the final stretch, which is still a good distance away, but there's just not going to be any time, there's not going to be any opportunities. They can try one more big push, maybe on the 1 goal zone, try to take that down as we're hitting the final stretch, but it's tough. ISSEN AUMENTO has got to find their way back in.
I feel like FENNEL have all of their bases covered here. You have Zarina lurking up in the top half, and the rest of them lurking in the tall grass, just not letting ISSEN AUMENTO make any movement forward at all.
I know, they're a wall, honestly. Look at this, and this is quite a literal wall here with, I guess still figurative, but with Tone on his Mamazon getting picked up, slammed down, taking a ton of damage, but look, it's not going down despite being focused solely. Like we said, the shields on the Rapid Strike Urshifu are so good because a lot of that healing can go towards having a top half brawler defender that can be the target of so much of the kind of, I don't know, the hatred of the enemy team. So it's kind of like giving you the ability to heal your entire team while focusing on only one. Same thing with a lot of the ability to heal yourself as Serena. There's a lot of self-sustain.
Yes, it's a self-sustain, but also being able to get that shielding to just try and eliminate some of that hindrance coming from the opposite team. Zarina was able to solo down that Reggie Lecky with 20 seconds left to go. It'll be really interesting to see whether ISSEN AUMENTO are going to try and shred it down, considering FENNEL are looking for some prime positioning.
This is looking very difficult. I mean, okay, they are going to be able to get down that Reggie Lecky, but look at how far forward FENNEL is sitting. They've got to be so scared. I mean, one person walks into that Mammoth Swine in the tall grass, and it could be over instantly. The burst damage from this team could be ridiculous. They are covering all of their bases, but they did choose a really great direction to hit. This is one of the safest directions that ISSEN AUMENTO could have chosen. However, Requace is starting to get burned down. It's starting to get a little bit scary. They are going to find Pete in just the tall grass. They will know at least one person's out of position.
Well, the benefit of FENNEL is they have those 2 tier 1 pads that they can easily retreat back into. You just poking in from the back line with those solar beams, and a little amnesia there from you just to take that boosted attack, circling around, waiting for the perfect opportunity to try and make a dive and get it picked. However, all of the Unite moves are still online here, Chef.
This is really nice, like confidence, I think, from ISSEN AUMENTO. They know that they have to find an unfair fight in their advantage. Otherwise, they are going to lose. They're down by a lot right now. Lot. And now they're really starting all the way around, and it looks like Tone was trying to maybe start the initiation, but the Slowman going in on the mute. Can there be a follow-up? It doesn't look like there's all that much. The Revenant Ren going through with the big shield from the Bliss Assistance is going to stop that. One member's going down, though, immediately. The Serena trading for the slow roll. I feel like it's a good trade for ISSEN AUMENTO, but they're going to lose another and another. And only Sense is going to be trying to run away along with Dremt, and they are not going to be able to find that escape, at least on the Charizard. 4 KO streak for Lucapo, playing Lucario 2.0, basically. Dremt, the last one up, getting hit by the Egg Bomb. There's no escape. That's going to be a KO. 30 seconds left. I don't even know if most people will be back in the game.
Lucapo just popping on off there, and you've got to give credit to that Blissey to just chasing on down, providing those eggs. They don't even need the Rayquaza here. Instead, they're just going to dunk in at these points as much as they can. And this is the strength of FENNEL. And I'd say probably why they were so high ranked on Toynx's power rankings.
The Zoinks' power rankings and the rest of the world's power rankings. A very dominant first game. I will give it to ISSEN Aumento. I feel like they played that last moment. Like, this comp is blowing my mind already.
Are we going to see an invading Centralite here as they are shooting across in that top half?
I'm curious where every single person on this team is going to go as far as paths. I don't know what's going on at all anymore. I guess Sableye going into the enemy center area is probably the most obvious of all of them. It does look like taking the center is going to be Leafeon. Up top is going to be currently solo Charcadet, and then everybody else going down on bottom with the Dokuo plus the Kobe. Pretty interesting way to split that. They could have obviously gone kind of anyone, anywhere with how weird this comes.
I think that was a really great play there from ISSEN Aumento to send that Mimikyu and that Chansey to the backup, knowing that they have a Sableye on their team. However, we already have 4 members down in that bottom half. Leafeon only taking the red buff and leaving the blue and the other 2 Voltoys behind to go and get some dunks and create some early pressure.
Good job for you to be able to escape out of that situation. Early aggression is certainly going to be the name of the game for FENNEL and this comp. And there were 3 pretty scary Pokemon down on bottom that they were able to get out of their Umbreon. In fact, they got that quick Umbreon evolution to be able to hold that bottom path a whole lot better. The early game power, honestly, from the side of ISSEN Aumento is also strong. Buzzwole pretty much off the bat is going to be very scary. They are going to see Sarah evolution though. So all the power spikes you need have basically been hit already on the side of FENNEL.
And there we go, a KO onto that Mimikyu, so they're not going to be able to get those buffs as the fight is going to continue up in that top half. Looks like FENNEL are looking to try and dunk in some more points. Sableye dunking in 18. However, both the defender and supporter there are able to stop any further dunks rolling on through.
This is already looking, of course, quite good for FENNEL, but how does ISSEN Aumento manage to hold on here? Not getting KO'd in their own center path. That'll tell you that is not the way, but that try attack is going to do a ton of damage to you on that Umbreon, and they're going to have to back up, back to the healing of that Blissey. In the meantime, the Soul Pikachu defending bottom, and then may be getting aggressed relatively soon. I think they're doing a good job of trying to keep somebody everywhere at all times to try to stop the super fast team, but being able to actually defend against it is another question, as we're going to see Jenny immediately getting burned down. 2 KOs up top. They're looking for the 3rd, but they are going to be able to get at least a ton of points in. They're going to set up for a huge overdunk, tries this off the score, doesn't quite get it, and then has to.
Yeah, being able to leave that base on 5 points does have that potential for a major overdunk. However, we do have the objective spawning in about 25 seconds. It looks like ISSEN Aumento have decided to abandon bottom base completely, considering it's broken.
I mean, eventually you're kind of going to have to abandon everything, but right now, big dunk coming in, almost able to get a KO, but they're going to be getting the KO on the Buzzwole. Dodrio will go down, and Lucapo going down. That's some really big, important KOs on the side of ISSEN Aumento. They are going to be getting a good amount of points in. Some were stopped, actually. Oh my goodness! What? Was that literally 3 KOs in 1 hit? That was ridiculous!
You poppin' off. That was absolutely wild. A great Leafeon Unite move to just wipe them out, go and dunk in 40 points, and now they have the space to go and secure that Regieleki. But we can also see on the mini-map Sarah Leaf focusing on that base with Ricky while Sableye is just doing what Sableye does best. Con dunks in 29 into that bottom pad.
The funniest thing about this is how weird everybody playing every Pokemon on this team has switched roles. Like, it's just so bizarre. Tone is playing support kind of here. Let's see, Macho playing like a speedster. Oh, okay. Unite coming out, but there's no chance to do any sort of damage inside of ISSEN Aumento. Hold on, they do mention the KO on the go. Trio finally. They're using that Unite to try and get a few more shields, but there's just too much going on here for FENNEL. Leaving this goal zone at 1 as well. Okay, finally getting the overrun to 22. 348 points on their side. Another extra KO just for good measure on the Mimikyu. And we have over 5 minutes left. We're not even halfway done, and there's almost 350 points on board for one team.
Chef, I think we have already seen 3 Leafeon Unite moves. Leafeon is already at level 13, not even at the halfway mark. So they have both of those plus movements. Plus you pair it with that pocket pump fade. It seems like they're absolutely unstoppable. They're going to have to try and target this down. I mean, the best maneuver here would be that Mimikyu Unite move.
There's a lot of solo control on the side of ISSEN Aumento, but it seems like like even when they're using it, they're not able to pick up a KO. That's a huge KO. I wonder how that happened. Pikachu getting 2 KOs. First of all, of course, you know, kind of on the same Pokemon, but at least they managed to pick that level 13. That's going to give them so much comeback experience. In fact, Pikachu now at level 12, able to really try and fight. Revenant Ren hitting the entire team. That is so many people, but there's not really that much of a follow-up. Football trying to get some health back with the Bitter Blade. Not enough, getting KO'd as well. They're pushing this down quite effectively. Unite coming out from the Buzzwole, getting KO'd to Trio. There's the tall grass with the from the Kobe, but it's not going to matter. That goal zone going down, and that is a lot of big KOs. The levels now, even aside from that Leafeon, the levels are looking even. The points are looking a lot less bad, but still relatively bad.
I think this team communication to just try and stick together and get these picks is working out for ISSEN Aumento. However, we do have FENNEL locking in that Reggie Alecki. They are going in for the brawl. More Unite moves are being used on out as Buzzwole was able to grasp that Cerulege. However, they end up getting taken down one after the other, just like bowling pins.
Once again, Umbreon managing to get away. That's been, I mean, obviously kind of the target of a lot of the damage on the side of FENNEL. The only one that's lasted more than a few seconds longer to fight. Look at this. Look at the center goal zone for ISSEN Aumento. They're all there trying to defend against that one Reggie Alecki. Like, we cannot let that happen. That is game over. And Tone did maybe manage to go in and maybe was able to get something, but they didn't get away. Maybe they thought it was a little too much of a risk. We are going to get the Reggie Rock on bottom for free though, on the side of FENNEL. And we're still a minute 30 away from the final stretch. It feels like it's been going on forever.
I think what Ton is doing here is just trying to get some eyes on the opponent's team, provide some vision, potentially get some kicks, as we do have both of those attackers working on about. However, a great vault tackle to stun Sableye in its tracks, and they were able to eliminate that ward.
With the both sitting here with both buffs, just kind of waiting to see if there's anything left. There's a few little yellow dots. You can see some of the farm in the middle side. Nothing too much in some interaction register. To say that, of course, updating those buffs on their side. There's going to be one really well-timed Reggie Alecki. You're going to have to burn down a lot. I do feel like based on the comms and how they've been playing FENNEL, we could try to focus on that Reggie Alecki up top, or they could maybe try to backcap, kind of like you know, I know. So right now what's happening, ISSEN Aumento's like, they're going to go for that because they're scoring. We can't let that happen. So now what's the response from them?
Well, some dunks do end up going in. Ton getting the stun, stopping that Umbreon. And I think ISSEN Aumento circling around this Reggie Alecki, making sure that FENNEL aren't able to get it. So it heads towards that, their home base is a good move. But the thing is, because they've gone and done that, they've lost the positioning, which you can see FENNEL on the minimap trying to group together.
Look at this. Look at this. This is so sneaky. They're not maybe even going to go for Rayquaza. They might just go for the full back cap. Who needs a Hoopa to get the full back cap? This fight is going to happen in a weird place. If it does end up happening, they do manage to spot up Key, at least as the first member. I don't know if they realize that everybody else is there. They see everybody jumping over. The vision is there for FENNEL. They're in the home goal zone, capping so many points. And this is what ISSEN Aumento has to see. That they have to know that they've got to go for the burn on Rayquaza. What else can they do? But they're losing the fight. 3v5. They already, they managed to get a KO on Tone. This is going to be at least nice for them, but their Pikachu is their highest level. They really want to hold the fight. They're still, though, going to have to try to burn this down.
This is so risky because they don't really have the secure here. They're going to have to try and maybe rely on a Ballistic Egg Bomb as Cerulege is lurking in the top part. They still have their Unite move. However, they do end up getting caught out by Umbreon. It is a little too late, but it doesn't matter because Pew was able to come in and get the secure for FENNEL.
Not only did they get the back cap, they also managed to win the fight, and then they also managed to take the very awkward quote-unquote flip of that Rayquaza. I feel like any way that went, there was an option for FENNEL. They did an amazing job, and this score lead, I think this may be another one of those matches where it could end up in the 4 digits. What a ridiculous game from a ridiculous comp from what is a ridiculous team.
Seems like they can just do anything at this point, and you know what? Why not have some fun with it? They are just catching these teams off guard. They aren't finished. They're gonna just continue to shred on down and see if they can try and get the highest points on the board at Worlds.
Oh, they're getting close. There we go. Broke the 4 digits, 1,068. I do think the previous record may actually be helped by them as well, but they're going to continue to push it forward. I know know we got to see, there was another team, Talon, something like that, get a ridiculous amount as well. Maybe Shinrode, that's who it was. But it doesn't matter, the points are ridiculous. FENNEL is ridiculous, and they're going to be winning and moving forward into the round of 8.
Yes, and you can hear the crowd cheering for them. I bet our fellow casters over there